How to fix a no atomizer message on your vape. Follow our simple steps and we'll have you vaping again in no time. Try another vape tank or vape mod. We first need to find out if the problem lies within the vape tank or the mod. If you have them available, we need to try another tank and mod. This is the quickest method to determine where the problem lies. If you don't have another tank or mod to hand, then just follow these next steps and we'll get that message fixed. Check your vape coil. Is your atomizer head screwed in? How old is your coil? Is it dead out the box? Let us go step by step to try and fix this problem. Is your atomizer head screwed in right? Take the base of your tank off. Take care if it is full of fluid and make sure you can remove the base without the tank leaking. If not, then decant the vape juice out of the tank first. Now, check that your coil is screwed into the base of the tank correctly. It has to be seated right inside the tank to make a proper connection to your vape mod. Unscrew the coil and screw it back in again, making sure it is fully screwed in and there is no cross threading. Now try the tank on your mod and see if this has solved the problem. How old is your vape coil? How long have you had your coil in your tank? All atomizer heads need to be replaced at some point. The time varies between days and weeks, depending on what power you use, what vape juice you use and the coil resistance. If your coil needs changing for a new one, it can cause this error. Is your coil dead on arrival? Rarely, some coils don't work straight out the box. If you've just installed a new coil and everything was working fine until this point, try taking it out and putting another one in. 510 connections on your e-cig. There are 2 points within your e-cig that have to meet properly and make a connection. This allows power to pass between your e-cig mod and your tank. Clean the 510 connection on your vape mod. If you have done the first test and another tank on your vape mod is showing the same message, this would indicate that the problem is with your e-cig battery or your mod. The chances are this is an easy fix. Now the first thing we need to do is clean the metal plate of your 510 connection. If it still isn't working, then move on to the next step. Clean the 510 connection on your vape tank. So we have cleaned the connection on your vape mod, now we need to look at the bottom of your vape tank. You should have already looked at the 510 connection earlier. You need to make sure that this is clean of any e-liquid or dust. Now, both 510 connections should be clean, and when you screw your vape tank back into your vape mod, the connection should be made and the message will disappear. If not, then move on to the next step. Check the 510 connection on your tank. Even though you've cleaned the 510 connection on your tank, there is a chance that it might need a little bit more love. If you have ever over-tightened your tank onto your mod, it can push the metal plate from the 510 connection up into the tank. While your tank is disconnected from the mod, look at the metal plate. Is it damaged in any way? If it doesn't look damaged, does it look like it's pushed up too far? If so, you need to gently try and manipulate the plate back into its normal position. Take care not to pull this out too far or you can remove it entirely. Use your fingernails and try and pull the pin down a millimetre or two. Then try it again on your mod. Check the 510 connection on your vape mod. Just like the 510 connection on your tank, the one on your mod can also suffer if your tank has been screwed on too tight. Most 510 pins on e-cigs are spring loaded, so they should naturally seat themselves back to the correct position. But they can sometimes get stuck if too much pressure has been applied. Take your tank off your mod and turn it off, or remove the battery. Then take something small, like a cocktail stick, and very gently press down on the pin. You should feel the spring underneath, and this can get it to pop back into the correct position. Try attaching your tank again and see if the message is gone. If not, and you believe that the pin on your e-cig is the problem, then don't try and do any more with your mod. Anything else you try and do can risk damaging the e-cig further and can risk voiding any warranty.